This 25th church anniversary is so exciting, so important. You know, I reflect on 25 years ago when the Lord gave me a vision to start a church here in Plainfield, and it was met with so much negativity. And I was told that they didn't have a need, or there wasn't any room, or they were not allowing new churches in Plainfield. But I knew what the Lord told me to do. I remember riding on Sunday morning and seeing so many people, on the streets, not going to church, in the laundromat, on Sunday morning, and people who were really estranged from the church and never a part of the church. And the Lord gave me a vision to start a church where people can come to know Christ and feel the love of Christ and be a part of the plan of Christ. So 25 years later, Ruth Fellowship Ministries. The name Ruth is from, of course, the Old Testament, the book of Ruth. I was always excited when I read the book of Ruth, a woman who starts out in Moab, a city of idols, of heathens, and she winds up in Bethlehem, a city of bread. I wanted people to know that it's not where you start out, but it's where you finish. And I wanted people to be able to walk through the doors of this church and feel the love of Christ, not be judged, not be looked down upon, but feel the love of Christ. So we have been faithful to the call that God has had on our lives and also on this ministry. When we first came to this street, it was a street that was filled with a lot of negative things, women who were considered women of the night, people who were, alcoholics, and to God be the glory. Some of those women of the night, some of those alcoholics, became a part of this church and gave their life to Christ. So this church means the world to me. I've seen lives transformed. I've seen the broken, mended. I've seen those who were depressed on the verge of suicide experience the joy of the Lord. I've seen people come and go, but God has remained faithful. Even though in the midst of a pandemic, when church doors were closing, when people, were staying at home, afraid to come out, even when the pandemic had sort of slowed down, churches were still struggling. We've had some challenges during the pandemic, but God has been faithful. God has kept the doors open. I'm grateful for those members, who have gone home to be with the Lord. Sometimes I can still feel their spirit here in this church, and I thank God for them. I thank God for the ones that are still here. Thank God for even the ones who have left. We pray that they would find another church home, and continue to be a part of the body of Christ. I can go on and on and on, but this church has been, certainly a blessing to me, a blessing to this community. I just believe it's a blessing to the body of Christ, and I'm grateful.